Hello everybody, welcome to Andy's World. Today we are going to see how to prepare mandi. Yes, it's mutton mandi. This is an Arabian style recipe. It is similar to biryani but very tasty and simple. So let's get started. To start with, let's prepare the mandi masala. For that I have taken 2 tablespoons of ginger, 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of peppercorns, 2 tablespoons of garlic. So your garlic and ginger measurement has to be same. So it should be approximately 20 grams. Then 2 tablespoons of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin or jeera, 5 to 6 green chilies depending on spice level, 1 teaspoon of cardamom, 2 inches of cinnamon sticks, little bit of nutmeg, this is optional but it gives you a nice flavor, 6 to 7 cloves, 3 to 4 cardamom pods, 1 black cardamom, salt as per taste and 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. I have also taken Maggi chicken stock. This is just for flavor. You can avoid it if you don't want to. So let's grind the masala for mandi. I've added ginger, garlic, green chilies. I'm adding 3 for masala and 2 while boiling the rice. Pepper, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon, big black cardamom, nutmeg. It is also called jatika, cumin or jeera, coriander powder or coriander seeds you can add, turmeric powder 1 teaspoon, cardamom powder. Now let's grind this into a fine paste. I've taken 1.5 kg of mutton, washed and clean. To this let's add in the ground masala. Add salt required for the mutton, juice of 1 whole lemon. Generally for this mandi they add the dry lemon. If you find the dry lemon, please include it. I couldn't find. So give this a good mix so that the mutton is well coated with the masala and leave it to marinate overnight or at least 3 to 4 hours. But you do not have time, at least leave it for an hour because the more it soaks, the more tasty it would be. The mutton has been marinating since 4 hours. Now it's time to cook. So let's take a pressure cooker, heat it and add oil. So once the oil is heated, add in your whole spices. So let's add in the bay leaves, star anise, cinnamon, black cardamom, green cardamom and cloves. Fry this a bit and now let's add in chopped garlic. This gives you a lovely flavor as it's frying. Now once this is done, let's add in the green chilies. And once the chilies splutter, we can then add in our onions. I have used 1 whole big onions and I've chopped it. You don't have to chop it very minute, this is sufficient. As this needs to be cooked along with the mutton and we are not looking at browning this onion. Just a mild translucent color is fine. Add half a teaspoon of peppercorns. And to this add the marinated mutton and give it a good mix. So we are going to cook this mutton in this cooker and leave it until like 4 to 5 whistles depending on how long it needs to cook. Add salt required to cook this mutton. Include the Maggi chicken stock. If you're adding Maggi chicken stock, then just reduce the quantity of salt because this will have salt. So just break this into pieces and add it and give you a lovely flavor and taste. However, this is optional. Just depends if you want to. Add in 2 medium-sized tomatoes chopped. Water has been released from the mutton, so let's add in water. Feel free to add in more because we're going to use the same water to cook rice. So you can include the same quantity of water which you'll include for rice while you're cooking. Let's cook this until 4 to 5 whistles depending on how soft you want the mutton. Mutton is well cooked. Let's now remove the mutton pieces from the cooker and the broth we will use to make the rice. Here I have the lovely broth from the mutton which I've separated to make the yakni or the pulao. These are the mutton pieces which we have removed from the cooker. So this we will have to roast. You can either roast the mutton in the oven or you can fry it in a pan like what I'm doing. I'm using coconut oil as it's very healthy and has a lot of good fats in it, and I've used chopped garlic to give you that extra punch and nice flavor to the mutton. So let's add in our mutton pieces to roast it until golden brown. This will only take around 5 to 10 minutes for it to be roasted. So here our mutton is lovely, nicely roasting, and the smell is just amazing. It is very appetizing. This itself will be very, very tasty to eat. So let's leave this aside. Now let's start cooking the rice. Now to make the yakni or the rice, I have transferred the mutton stock into a wide vessel and I've added 1:2 water depending on the quantity of rice I'm adding. So let this boil and then we can add in the rice. Please do your taste testing here, add salt if required because rice needs salt. So this water should taste like sea water, as in a little more salty, so that it is equal when you add rice. I have not added any salt because the salt which I added for the mutton and the stock is sufficient for me. I'm adding peas to this rice. You can also add carrot if you want to. Let this water boil nicely. Once it boils, we can add in the rice. So the water is nicely boiling. Let's add in the rice. I'm adding basmati rice here. Therefore, I'm reducing the quantity of water by half a cup. If you are taking 2 cups of rice, instead of taking 4 cups of water, just take 3.5 cups of water. Cook the rice on high flame for like 10 to 15 minutes or until the water is evaporated. Later, we can cook it on low flame. So the rice is cooked until 80%. The water is also evaporated. So I'm adding saffron milk into the rice. This is nothing but add few strands of saffron in milk or food color in milk and add it on top just for color. You can omit it if you don't want to. A few spoons of ghee for flavor and aroma and cover it with the lid, preferably an airtight lid. So let this cook on dum. So the rice is well cooked. I just left it on dum for like 10 minutes and it's just completely cooked and it's getting a lovely aroma. So now we need to top it up with a lot of fried nuts. So it is nothing but almonds and a lot of raisins and cashews. I have fried it in the same oil or the pan which I roasted my mutton to get that essence. So add a lot of nuts. This is going to give you a lovely crunch when you bite into your rice, and raisins will give you an amazing taste when you eat it with your rice. So try to include raisins. So now we need to layer this up with the roasted mutton on top of this rice. Place a small cup in the center of this vessel among the rice and the mutton and keep a lighted charcoal or a coconut shell. We are going to give a tandoor effect. So add in a spoon of ghee on top of it or oil, and once the smoke starts appearing, cover it with a tight lid and let it be on dum for 10 to 15 minutes so that the tandoor smoke will be absorbed by the mutton and the rice, and it will give you a lovely flavor and taste when you eat it. So don't ever skip this step. Wow, what a lovely aroma the moment I opened the lid. The tandoor smoke just hit me so nicely, and I'm sure it would have been infused well into the mutton and the rice. So our mutton mandi is all set to be served. So presenting mutton mandi. Hope you all enjoyed this video. This is a very easy recipe to prepare this mandi recipe, and this is a very famous recipe back in Arab countries. This is also not very rich like biryani, very light yet tasty. So please try this recipe and do leave your feedback in the comment section. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done it, and click on the bell icon for notifications of all my videos. See you with more exciting recipes. Until then, take care. Bye bye.